Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Today in DC Dark Legion, we're going to be talking about Death Metal Batman. We're going to talk about his event. We're going to talk about some of the differences between his event and DM Wonder Woman's event. We're also going to talk about what it took to unlock him and my initial thoughts. So let's get into it. All right, and welcome back. Before we get into my thoughts on Death Metal Batman in the event and things like that, I just want to talk about something here really quick. I know, and I apologize for the lack of content on the channel. I took an unintended break, apparently, over the last 3 weeks. I took a look at the last video. It was 3 weeks old. And as some of you know, towards the end of last year, I was on the verge of losing my job, and due to a massive company restructure. And then I found out I wasn't going to lose my job. I was going to be getting kind of a new job with much more responsibility. And then once the new year hit, it has been nuts. I'm serious. It's 11 and 12-hour days every single day. It's working on the weekends. It is a lot as my company works through this whole restructure. So it's taking its toll because obviously it interrupts with family time. It interrupts with content creation. And if you know me, if you've watched me for any length of time, family always comes first in my eyes. So I've not been on YouTube as much as possible. I've done some streams over the last few weeks, but that's about it. So just want to make sure you all are aware. I do want to thank all of you who are sticking around the channel, waiting for new content, all of you who send me DMs, IMs, whatever they're called these days, and showing your support. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. I do have a video coming up soon on the state of the channel. Don't worry, I will continue regardless of my thoughts on the direction of DC Dark Legion right now. As I have always said, I will continue to cover this game, and we're going to start back up with Death Metal Batman. So let's talk about him a little bit. He's pretty interesting, right? So he is magical. When we take a look at his kit here, he does do spiritual damage, right? So Death Metal slams the ground, dealing spiritual damage equal to 220% of his attack. He's got after the battle start, whenever an allied champion is defeated, Batman Death Metal's, man, I wish they'd reverse that, but Death Metal Batman's ultimate summons an additional Blackest Bat. Each Blackest Bat, oh my gosh, this is going to be a tongue twister, inherits 50% attack and 75% HP from him, from DM Bats. And then this one at the start of battle, damage dealt by DM Bats and his Blackest Bats is increased by 30%. We do have an increase to all magical physical defense and attack up to those characters. And then we have his ultimate here. So DM Bats goes wild on his guitar, dealing spiritual damage equal to 300% of his attack to enemies within range. Then summons two Blackest Bats to join the fight. Each Blackest Bat inherits 50%, so they inherit attack and HP from him as well. Blackest Bat basic attack here, swings a scythe, dealing spiritual damage. And then we've got passive. While Blackest Bat and at least one ally are on the battlefield, DM Bats is untargetable. So I've seen, just running him through the current combat cycle, where he gets aggro and he gets beat on, and then the bats show up, and then the boss switches to, at the time it was DM Wonder Woman, when I was playing around with that combat cycle. So, and kind of goes back and forth. So I feel that he kind of can help be an off tank in a way, because he'll take a certain amount of damage and then is untargetable. And then once that fades, they beat on him a little bit again. But he definitely survives, at least during the tests that I've done. So I think it's interesting. Obviously, damage. He's got summons, which I think is pretty cool. I don't have his weapon yet. I've almost got his weapon, but it is suggested that we use the Imp Doll attack, energy bonus, and then you've got Amp. So if we click up here, you've got Spiritual Amp right here, and each time the wearer casts their ultimate, there's a 50% chance to inflict severe wound, which reduces healing. I've always thought that was more of kind of a PvP one, but you still got some good stats from that one. If we go out and take a look at his weapon here, let's go into House of Secrets down here. Check this out. So he's got some attack, he's got some Spiritual Amp. If we go into the preview here, nope, not that one. go into this one here. So at the start of battle, DM Bat summons 2 Blackest Bats to join the fight. That's at the very beginning. So he's untargetable from the very beginning. Well, actually, I think that even falls in line with his ability, right? Because at the start of battle, over here, right? At the start of battle, damage dealt, and then after the start of battle, whenever an allied champion is defeated. Okay, no, so it's an immediate summon of the Blackest Bats. So let's go back over there. There we go. Preview. No, wrong one. Up here. Let's see. So, summon 2 Blackest Bats to join the fight. They inherit the attack and the HP. And then whenever an allied champion is defeated, DM Bats gains energy. So he's got the energy gain there. And then that increases by level. Where is the ability? Here's the other one. Increases wearer spiritual penetration by 25% and spiritual defense by 35%. So we've got those 2 abilities there. I think it's a cool weapon. And obviously, I think with these... Well, I've mentioned this before. With all the new characters, they're definitely making it... their weapons, their legacy pieces, much more appetizing, and really need their weapons to match the character if you can afford to spend the magic, guys. I'm not there yet. I'm almost there. So I'll pick it up here shortly. Again, lack of... I've still been logging in, but look at this. I mean, just so much has been going on. This is my streak is even reset. My streak is reset like twice now. So I got to work my way back up to the 85 days to get the max points here, but I'm on day 6 right now. That's how busy life has been. So I think Batman overall, I think he's very cool. We're going to take a look at him in combat, but before we do that, I do want to talk about his event a little bit and what it took to unlock him. So if we go out here, so this event here, very different from DM Wonder Woman, whereas in DM Wonder Woman, we had resources that we could collect and trade, and as we trade those resources, obviously we get resources back to work along the reward track here. DM Wonder Woman, I had to go back to my video that I put out on her. This reward track, so they made it easier. I think free-to-play is going to be able to complete this. However, it only stops. It seems to stop at 700. I don't know if as we work through this, we see more of a reward track. But it stops at 700, where DM Wonder Woman, the reward track stopped at 9,000. Also, it had memento boxes that were available. It had afterburners that were available. It did have Donna Troy shards as well. And then it did have AC/DC shards and things like that. So, but I think when you compare the 2 events, there were much more rewards in the DM Wonder Woman event. However, again, you needed to be a spender, so non-spenders, you still got some of those memento boxes and stuff. I think they should put mementos. They should have put memento boxes in here. But we're going to continue with this event. We can't trade. You can't like donate anymore, but you can trade. So if I want some of these, I can click on this, and then I can say, hey, I'll give up 6 of these for 6 of those. Or I can click on this. So they're trading 35 of 35. So there's trading back and forth this way that you can do, but you have to have an excess of these materials to trade, rather than just another resource that you collect through the event and donate to friends and family, and then get some of those resources back. That gives you some movement across the reward track. So I don't think that this is as good as, even outside of DM Wonder Woman, these type of events here, you could always do the donation pieces and move a little bit more across this track. So I don't think the rewards are as good, especially when we have this. And I mean, you've got 4 characters that you can choose from. So if you really want Batgirl or Robin or something like that, you can get them. But I just don't think the rewards are as good. I think for free-to-play players, you know what? I think for free-to-play players, they can at least finish the reward track. But again, much fewer rewards than we've seen previously. So we've got that. This Battlefront Gotham here. So you're spending these batarangs. So here's the thing. Before I get to this, let's go to the store. You need to collect 20,000 vouchers in order to unlock the store to collect DM Batman shards. So that 20,000 gives you 100 shards. That 100 shards gets you to the 1 blue star. Now the math that it took me to get there. So 20,000 to unlock the store. With a number of batarangs that I spent. So we go up in here. I'm in 4th place right now. 18.99. I spent to unlock the store 1,796. I've thrown some batarangs since then, but 1,796 batarangs to unlock the store to get the 20 vouchers. So that is on average 11 vouchers per batarang. If we take a look at that and go all the way out here, well, let's go to the store. Let's go to the event bundles. I purchased everything, right? And if I just do an average of this right here, even though some of the other bundles are better, it still averages around $500 to get the 20,000 vouchers to get DM Bats, to just unlock it, right? You have to get the 20,000 vouchers to unlock them. So that's going to guarantee you a minimum of a 1 blue star DM Bats. Around $500. With DM Water Woman, it was between $400 and $500. I think in the long run, everybody is assuming has done some napkin math and everything like that, that DM Bats is going to be quite a bit more expensive than DM Water Woman. But that's kind of the difference in the unlock, at least. So between $400 and $500 to unlock DM Water Woman. Over $500 to unlock DM Bats. So yeah, so that was interesting. So I have stopped spending for right now because what I'm trying to figure out is, so this deal here, this is a $50 pack. This right here, it gives me 180 of these batarangs. If this refreshes, then I'm going to continue to purchase this because this is going to give me 360 batarangs versus the 340. And if you're going to spend hundreds of dollars, that extra 20 per purchase is definitely going to make an impact. So I'm going to wait for a reset, see if this resets. If not, then I'll just spend the rest of my Planet coins on this Batarang bundle, this Batarang bundle, and then see how far I can get DM Bats. I don't think I'm going to get DM Bats too far into purple. I might, with what I have left and what I'm willing to spend, I'm probably going to get him to at least where DM Wonder Woman is, which I think is what, 2 purple? DM Wonder Woman, where are you? Right here. No, I got her to 3 purple. So we'll see. We'll see what it takes. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. The difference between the events. I was just looking at some of my notes over there. So let's take a look at him in combat cycle. So in here, and obviously you're going to see him as getting a bonus here. So a team that I put together just to play around with. I wanted to compare him and DM Wonder Woman on the same team. Since he does spiritual damage, I've got Zatanna in here, and then just some heals and some shields and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to start this. Also the tag, the DM tag, right? So as you have more DM heroes on your team, it decreases the damage that your team takes and increases their attack for the length of that battle. So if we just take a look at some of the damage here, DM Wonder Woman 5 million right now, 2 million there, just as they do as they make their hits. Remember the difference: 1 blue DM Batman right now to a 3 purple DM Wonder Woman. We'll continue to do the testing as we get him higher and higher, as I get him higher and higher, to see what that looks like. But overall, as we kind of wind down the video here, again, not a free-to-play or low-spender character. If you're willing to put around $500 into him, you can unlock him, get him to 1 blue. If you're a collector and you spend, you can get him to at least that for that $500 mark and play around with him and add him to your roster and things like that. But obviously, to be competitive in the game, then you're going to want to build them up, because even these iconic heroes that come out need to have resources invested in them in order to really make them competitive, which really means getting their rank up. Because one thing I didn't show is DM Batman. I did save up as many AC/DC shards as I could, and I do have his AC/DC completely maxed out, his force completely maxed out, like I do with DM Wonder Woman. I want to see what kind of difference the his legacy piece does. So I'm really going to focus on that and see what kind of damage increase that we see. So let's see what he puts out right here. So he's got 30 million. I got 41 million. So only 11 million damage difference between the two. So we'll see as we get as I get his star rank up there, how that closes the gap. 80 million still at, but I've got Constantine at the 5 red stars, so 80 million there. So there's my initial thoughts. There's a battle with him in this specific combat cycle. I don't know. I think some more testing is going to be done. Obviously, I'm not going to put him anywhere on a tier list right now other than in that paywall tier. With that said, I've got videos coming up that I need to update, like my tier lists and team tier lists and things like that. So keep an eye out for more videos on that. I've got a video coming up after this one, probably 24 hours after this video releases, another video just to give an update, a little more in depth on what's been going on with me, a channel update, which does include continuing to support DC Dark Legion. I've made that commitment to myself. I've talked with the devs about that. I've talked with guildmates and everything. I am going to stick with this game. Whether I like the direction it's going or not, I enjoy the community. The community, all of you have been actually absolutely fantastic. Your support has been amazing. So thank you all for that. That is what I had for DM Bats. Very interested in your thoughts. What do you think about him? Even if we just take the paywall stuff out of it, I know it sucks, the amount of investment that you have to put into these iconic characters, but really kind of want to hear your thoughts about the character themselves. And then matching him up with DM Wonder Woman, even though they put him in a Batman team. We finally have Batman on the Batman team as a recommended team. So I think as we continue through the year, I think DM Wonder Woman is coming back around, and then who knows when DM Soups is coming around. All right, everybody, that is what I had for you. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.